AFL Today's prelim wrap is here. What a prelim we had. Record breaking, actually. Leo, what do we touch on?
I'm sad my beloved Hawks lost, but Geelong just looked awesome. And I've got trauma from hearing Dangerfield's name. How good was he?
Absolutely.
And the Brisbane Lions, oh crap, here we go again. It's their third successive grand final appearance.
Yeah, absolutely awesome for them. Check out AFL Today right now. The prelim finals are complete and welcome to the AFL Today Show brought to you by Stockhead. I'm your host, Liam McAllion, also known as the Stats Guy. What a weekend we had. We've got Leo Mullaly, Marcus Bazzano on the catch for your Saturday night recording. How you going, lads?
Oh. The dream is dead. Everything's
Hawks,
miserable.
yes.
Nothing's worth living for. I hate my life. How are you guys going?
I'm doing great. This is fantastic.
Yeah.
Welcome. What's it like having your season ended now?
It's
been a while for us, a bit longer.
All of our teams have won the same amount of grand finals this year.
Yeah, that's
and
crazy.
prelim finals.
What? And prelim finals. I didn't. Oh, that's actually even better. There we go. Make sure you subscribe to AFL Today on YouTube and follow us on X, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for more footy content all season long. Leave some comments. Make sure you subscribe because
we're
so close to 11K. So love your support and make sure you hit the notifications bell there.
And you can't say we don't care about you. We're doing this fresh off the Collingwood Brisbane game finishing on a Saturday night. We could have been doing something better with our lives, like sitting at home alone watching a movie.
That's true. You'd be out and about on the town, mate. I don't know about that one.
You'd be out at South Bank.
Before we get into the prelim final results, I got a bit of a stat for you lads. 196,000 fans attended the prelims this week at the MCG for the both games. That is the most ever combined in VFL AFL history. So AFL is absolutely flying. And surely that's more than the NRL's entire season attendance.
All right, settle down. That's too far.
AFL's racking it up.
Too far. I reckon that's where we draw the line.
You don't like NRL.
You might have to censor that one, Gerald.
Don't know about that.
NRL fans get into him.
Yeah, all those NRL fans we have. All
Get into him, Phil.
Let's get into it in the prelim final results. Friday night at the MCG, Geelong Hawthorn, the classic rivalry. Geelong 17 goals 13, 115. Hawthorn 13 goals 7, 85. Leo is a bit rattled, but Marcus talking about crowds, 99,567, the biggest non-grand final crowd since 1971. Leo and I were in attendance. I was having a great time. Leo in the second half wasn't, unfortunately.
I was not.
Come on, why couldn't they crack the big ton?
Well, I don't
Because
think
you didn't go.
Yeah.
You mug.
We're still waiting here, but
Wait, you should have brought 500 of your closest friends.
I should have. I don't have 500
500
friends,
of your
let alone
matches.
5.
Hey. that's way too many.
Well, Geelong, they get their first ever win against Hawthorn in a do-or-die knockout game.
Yes.
First time since 1963. So I believe they won the last 4 do-or-die matches.
It was a really good game, that one as well.
The Hawks, but he remembers that because he remembers going to the 1971 grand final crowd as well.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
Yeah.
It was just a great time.
Yeah, and you guys were there though. Tell me, what was the atmosphere like?
Oh, yeah, it wasn't bad. I was surrounded by some Cats fans, some Hawks fans, which makes sense because it was a Cats-Hawks game.
I was surrounded by some Pies fans. I don't know why. No, I genuinely think that was one of the loudest crowds I've ever witnessed. I think it may be a little bit of recency bias, but the Hawks fans especially, every time the Hawks touched the ball, it was just chaos. So I love the support from the Hawks fans, even though they lost.
I love it. But Geelong, they did, other than the first quarter, they did dominate majority of the rest of the game, and in fact, they had some really big stats go their way. The second biggest differential for inside 50s in the last 10 seasons of finals footy.
Really?
So
Wow.
Geelong finished with 66 inside 50s to, I believe it was Hawthorn's 40. So that's a 26 swing, which is the 7th biggest in finals history of the last decade, along with the fourth highest clearance differential as well in those last 10 seasons of finals footy.
Damn, that's great. Domination.
In the major facets of the game, they got the job done, and it's very hard to see if Brisbane can get past them Saturday as well.
Obviously touch on that, but it's going to be tough.
But they can possibly have a look at what the Hawks did early, because the Hawks were fairly dominant early. They looked too quick for the Cats. The Cats, like similarly Hawthorn, what they did to Adelaide and GWS, had them blazing away, kicking out of defensive 50. So Hawthorn had 7 intercept marks in the first 10 minutes of the game,
Crazy.
I reckon. And they were it looked like the vice versa of young and old. It looked like the young was going to prevail. But once the game settled, and it was mainly when Tom Stewart came off with that injury, we had that extended break.
Yes.
That's when Geelong sort of, calmed their heads, found a bit more of the footy, slowed the game down and got it on their terms. But Mitch Lewis was someone early on, like you were talking about. Was he mobile enough? Was he good enough to play in the final series?
I thought it was going to be a legacy game early.
He slotted
He
slotted one from 55 and one from 60 pretty much. Just flushed it. He's going to look good in the red and black next season, hopefully. But he finished the game with 3 goals, all in the first half, but disappointing second half like much of the Hawks side. He only had 1 disposal in that second half. And it was a hot footy early on. There was insane pressure from both sides. That's what prelims is all about.
It was.
It was bodies on the line early. There were people going down left, right, and centre. Geelong, I almost thought they lost their whole bench in the first quarter of the game when you had Tom Stewart obviously go down and be subbed out of the game. Dangerfield went down to the race at times. We'll talk about his game though. He was superb. And also Jack Henry as well, who looked like he was, for all money, Achilles gone 12 months.
12 months Achilles? I was at the ground. I thought it was
like
ankle, and they put a bit of cortisone injection in him, and then became Superman.
Yeah, it was a rolled ankle in the end, but it looked like a really bad Achilles injury, like the way and how he landed.
Yep.
And talking about Stewart going out of the game with that brutal concussion from the Marbell child tackle, he's obviously going to miss the grand final due to concussion protocols. Which we bring this question in. We've talked about it, but now it's coming to the forefront because now it's actually happened. Does there need to be a pre-grand final bye?
Yes.
Oh, Leo, you go first.
For circumstances like this?
Get rid of the pre-finals bye. It is an absolute joke that we have that in. Have the momentum rolling into the finals, and then that way, if there's any event like this that does happen, player gets a concussion, they can have the 12-day window, they can still play in the grand final, and both teams will have their best chance possible at putting together their best side, and it will make the day even great. Because now what? We're going to see, Jed Buse or Reece Stanley win another premiership? This can't happen. Tom Stewart is so much better.
But it's a game people are going to get injured. Leo. Every sport has this. So if you just do another week, there's probably going to be someone get injured at training. There's the momentum of the players.
Name the last time someone got injured at training. Name the last time that happened.
Every training session.
Every training.
Braden Maynard took out Jordan DeGully, so you never know what could happen.
Yeah, but that's got more to do with Braden Maynard than it does the training
I
session.
genuinely think it stops the momentum of the team. The players, I don't think would want it. I genuinely think if you're winning
every week, Essendon player went down.
If you're winning a prelim, and you're playing your best footy, I reckon you want to roll straight into the grand final.
Why don't you ask Tom Stewart that?
Well, obviously,
think of the victim.
And to be fair, Geelong have only played twice in a month for finals footy virtually.
Yeah.
And is that good? Is that like you're getting the best out of? Obviously, they've played very well, but in different circumstances, are you getting the best out of a team when they have play week off, play week off, play week off? I don't think you do. I think
they just did on Friday night.
No, that's what I'm saying. But if it wasn't the case, will you always see the best out of the team?
I know what he's trying to say, but
you know what? Just like Marbell Joel, you can enjoy 3 weeks off.
Yeah.
All right? So there we go.
I will.
But in all seriousness, that didn't deserve 3 weeks.
No, it's the Paul Curtis tackle.
Oh, I know.
And if Hawthorn,
it was worse than Paul Curtis, I reckon.
If Hawthorn won that game and made the grand final, would Chol have got 3 weeks?
No, he would have gotten off, 100%.
But he would have gotten off.
If we made the grand final, Chol would have got nothing.
I almost tend to
If
agree.
he got
100%.
If he got off for that, that is an absolute joke of as in I don't mind it, but in terms of the whole season, you can't get off for that tackle.
This should be 0 weeks in general.
Yeah, I agree, but
Curtis should have been 0, Chol should have been 0.
Yes, I agree.
What are we doing here?
Yeah, I agree.
It's disgusting. You're disgusting, the AFL. Dan Gorringe, who was doing a live stream for you guys, wanted to say the AFL is a joke, and then he realised where he was.
I'm waiting to see
how bad it is.
I respected him holding back. We would have done the same thing if we
we would have had the awareness on camera to do that.
I'll tell you, Dan Gorringe was also out of his seat, but he was out of his seat for one man in particular, and that was the Dangerfield. Absolutely whining back the clock. 31 disposals, 3 goals, 21 of those disposals were contested, 8 clearances, and he also had an injury scare at the start of the game, and he came off twice as well when he copped a knee in the back from Jezza. He was off for about 5 minutes, but he was just loving it. It was just the kid at the playground. He was superb. It was actually the 4th highest rated finals match in the last decade.
Bro, I'm a 35-year-old man.
I'm a 35-year-old.
Doesn't surprise me.
I want to be dead when I'm 35. I don't want to live longer than that. He's out here doing
Let's unpack that one on another podcast.
Yeah, jeez.
It was also the best AFL player rating game in a finals match in the last 3 final series as
Really?
well. So
Okay.
Danger, yeah. Look, you know how
The
people
guys
have
are
like
freaks.
trigger words, and you're like you hear
Danger
a word and you get
against-
a flashback.
So like when I get a little bit too close to you in the office and you're like,
Pineapple, yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
sure. You just completely made me lose my train of thought. But now hearing danger, that's just going to trigger every Hawks fan and some unpleasant flashbacks because he was insane. It's his ability to know where to find the football, know how to break out of tackles. And in his last goal, like it was a great snap, obviously, but he sees that Mana's going to win the ball. Mana's going to win the 50-50.
Smart.
So he just pulls out of the contest, goes, he's going to win it. I'm going to get on the receiving end of this and kick the goal.
Yeah,
awesome.
he's an absolute beast.
He's a beast on the deck. He's so clean. He can kick a ball 60 meters off a step. He can fly as high as Flying Ryan, and he can.
Can he?
He just has it. He has it all, Patrick. He really does.
Well, on that, he did have that injury scare at the start. He often gets half injured in Easter Mondays against Hawks, and he kicked the bag, and then he does
they
this. So
push him
I don't think he gets injured.
just for aura, he just has aura
He just
coming
has
back onto
aura.
the ground, maybe. Yeah.
And in that area of the game where they did dominate in that midfield, normally he's stuck in the forward half of the ground, but it just shows like whenever you can call upon him, he's so reliable and he
can't
does
believe
what he
that.
does.
Yep.
And he obviously helped in that midfield at the start of the game. But you mentioned, Leo, last week that the reason that your beloved Hawks, you had to give a reason why they could win the flag and why they couldn't win the flag. And the reason you said they couldn't was because the lack of depth in midfield for the final series in particular, obviously because Will Day's not being fit. And that was the reason again in this game, and hence the strong links to Zach Merritt and the importance of keeping Will Day fit. But the B-grade midfielders, particularly in the second half, just really didn't stand up, especially when Newcomb's copping attention. He's always going to cop attention the way he's been playing. He was 4 finals, 4 BOGs.
Only 20 touches.
He finished with 20.
Yeah.
Warple had 16 for the game. Josh Ward only had 8 for the game when he had 31 or 33 the week prior, and he was very influential.
Yeah.
And you mentioned he was pretty poor in that second half as well, Josh Ward. He didn't have a touch, did he? In the second half?
How's that possible?
Well, it's possible because he just didn't get his hands on
Also,
it.
Warple didn't have a good audition for his new team either.
I think he was wearing the hoops already.
Possibly double
But like,
agent.
what did Geelong really want him?
Yeah,
They don't need him.
When he got
They
run
want Charlie
down,
Kerner, that's
don't
what they
need
want.
him.
when Myers ran him down and all the Cats fans are there cheering, I'm like, you're getting him next year. Think it through.
They're not going to. Well, they're not going to cheer. He's not in their
No,
team.
they
yet.
shouldn't cheer.
That is wild.
But yeah, it still is the experienced midfielder like a Merritt, like a Butters who you've been linked to obviously previously as well. Is that just the one reason you're away from winning a flag? That Hawthorn side with Sam Mitchell.
God, I'm just the father of ball knowledge because I said last week
Says himself. Yeah.
He's the oracle.
His
Okay.
head's getting bigger somehow.
about the midfield. I called the depth, and yeah, look, I think it has to be Zach Merritt. As a fan, I'm all in on him. I just think he would.
Does
be
he
the
win a
perfect
flag
fit.
if you go to the Hawks?
If him and Will Day stays fit, this is an early 2026 preview, but I would have Hawthorn as flag.
I agree.
Hey.
That's a very early 26. when we
haven't even finished.
When we even haven't even. Oh, I can't even say
He's rattled.
Well, I'll get back on track because
Get back on track.
What was he the father of ball knowledge? Just turned into the father of rabble.
Everyone-
I don't know.
Rattle.
everyone be quiet. Let's hear the oracle.
What?
Let's listen to the oracle, man.
Wait, what?
What have you got to say? Grace us with your knowledge.
About what?
Anything.
If you really want to die at 35, you need to
should do
speak
it.
to your mates more because we love you.
That is true. I love him
That's
as well.
That's
Don't
why
touch
he's
me.
the oracle.
Don't.
And we can do this after the show. That's a different podcast.
We're getting back on track. We're talking about that midfield. Obviously, Geelong dominated the midfield. In terms of clearances, it was 50-33, including a whopping 20-5 centre clearance
Whoa.
differential. So they just got absolutely bullied in there. And the Cats, they were led by Brownlow, contender, Bazlenka, Bailey Smith, who was superb, 36, and put the icing on the cake with a nice goal to finish the game. And he sure let the crowd know about it. And
Yeah, he
everyone
was
know
copping
about
it, wasn't he?
He was, in all fairness. But was there someone else that caught your eye who particularly floated throughout the middle parts of the game, Leo?
Well, I sound like stats guy here, so let me do my best impression of
Oh,
him.
no, let's not do that.
Oh, geez, Brian Myers was good, wasn't he?
You know what? That was actually pretty good.
4 goal assists, 14 score involvements. He was.
Put some respect on his
He's
name,
a
Leo.
crucial cog to that
He's the
to that
Messi of
Geelong
Geelong.
forward line. He's the
Lionel Myers.
I actually think Dempsey's more of a Messi type. Anyway,
Nah.
they're so clinical and potent going forward. Like they're well drilled. They know what they're doing. I feel like Chris Scott has like the entire game mapped out for them. He's like, all right, I know where you need to be standing at the third quarter in the 8th minute mark, and like you're going to be here. Like he's just a puppet master. He knows what I wouldn't be
reckon you're
surprised
giving him too much credit.
if he was over the ground with his as a puppet master with strings, moving the players around, saying you're here, you're there, and he's all over it.
Well, I actually don't mind that. I think he's not giving you credit. I don't mind that one.
Oh no, I do.
He's
Because
just-
it was
every
good.
avenue they got. Oh yeah, Brad Close kick a goal. Oh yeah, you got Jezza.
Exactly.
Oh, you got Shannon Neal. Oh, you got Stengel.
That's
kick
true.
a few.
You got Ollie Dempsey, who didn't kick a
You
goal in
got
this
Myers.
game, but he can
Tom
pop up
Stewart will pop up with a goal like he did.
if he's not concussed.
And SDK has kicked one as well, didn't he?
No, Blitzar's gone. Blitzar's. You're thinking of the other long-haired Yahoo.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
He's about eight of them.
I'll tell you what I am really happy for. I'm happy for Max Holmes because he's had his
Yes.
troubles and his worries with grand final. He's had that grand final curse. So touch wood, he survives
Yes.
training throughout the week.
The
and-
training is really going to be tough.
Not just gets through, survive.
Oh, no.
It's not.
Like
I'm not
Stats
going to
Guy
say
says,
that.
every training session, someone gets.
Nah,
goes
touch wood.
down.
We love Maxi Holmes. I love Max Holmes.
Yep.
So hopefully he gets into the granny next week. That'll be absolutely awesome. The Cats, they just absolutely smoked him. And Paul Leo is a bit rattled.
Question off the cuff.
Oh, here we go.
Is Chris Scott the best coach to ever coach?
He's
in
the
game?
father of ball knowledge. I would know.
Well, answer the question.
I just did.
Oh,
He's the father.
Oh, he is the
So
father.
he's the Don.
He's the Don.
He's
I don't
the Don.
know because he hasn't won as many grannies as other
Wait,
coaches.
what was the question?
Is he the best coach to ever coach in the AFL? He's made 10 out of 15 prelims.
Yeah, he's
No,
in
but he
the-
hasn't won
he's
as many grannies.
He's in the top three.
2 flags.
He's in the top three.
I think if he
Lethal.
lethal.
Yeah.
Clarko's losing his legacy at the moment.
Well, we'll talk about someone who might eclipse Lethal Matthews in the
Yeah,
next
so
one.
we can talk about that one absolutely.
Craig McRae.
No, right, their new coach, mate. Lads, do you know what the ASX means?
Mate, of course. And in fact, I'll let Marcus explain.
Don't throw me under the bus, Leo. Be honest, I have no clue.
Oh, what a surprise! It's actually the Australian Securities Exchange.
I'll speak for Marcus on that one and say I'm pretty clueless with that stuff.
Wow, lucky for you, Stockhead is a free website which gives you punting stock advice through the ASX.
Where can we check him out?
Check them out via stockhead.com.au. Saturday night at the MCG, we're going to go to the other prelim final. Collingwood, Brisbane, the 2023 grand final replay. Collingwood, 11 goals, 571. Brisbane, smoke 'em, 15 goals, 10, 100. This game went through its momentum swings, Leo.
This game had absolutely everything.
It did.
First quarter, Brisbane really brought the pressure. They brought the heat. And they were finding their uncontested marks. I think they had like nearly 40 at one stage early on in that first quarter. Pendles was out early with calf tightness. It felt like before the ball was even bounced. The ball got thrown up, and it was like, oh, Pendles, he's already off the ground.
He was talking to the doctor before the game. There was footage of it. And if you're like going to be that umming and ahhing and going to be off within the first 2 minutes of the game, you'd kind of be like, did they even do the right thing by letting him run out there? You would have still had a sub for the rest of the game if you'd
Made the
brought
move.
Rowan
I think
Stewart.
I cursed Tom Stewart and Scott Penry, put him a hand up. They were both in my multis, both got voided in the first quarter. So maybe I cursed them and got injured.
Well done, you idiot.
People like you that ruin the game of football.
Exactly.
You probably
Cursing players.
DM, mate.
Stop betting. Second quarter, Pies were able to force the dump kick for Brisbane, and they really took away the uncontested mark. I thought Collingwood really got into gear, 6 goals to 0 in that quarter, and they were the better side.
Yeah.
Up by a couple goals. And a bit of injury carnage for Brisbane. You had Berry subbed out with a shoulder, which looked really nasty. You had Dunkley, Gallup, and Lohman all either go down to the rooms or get checked at some different stage. And you're going, Jesus, like if one of these other players goes out, they're down to one less rotation, and it could be Collingwood by how much?
I love it. That's prelim footy. Footy's on the
Injuries,
line.
you love
it.
injuries.
Yeah, I
You
just
love people
players
getting
That's why he
hurt.
goes for Essendon, mate.
Players is going in hard.
He's like,
He's been
I love
conditioned
this.
to it.
Our
He's
players
been
going in hard.
conditioned to it.
You know all the hard men. So
You do like hard
shout out
men.
to the cricket show.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
hard
all right.
players. That's why Jack Viney come the Bombers. George Wardlaw come the Bombers.
And also the third quarter,
Just ignored you.
Brisbane really turned it around. It was that first minute, and it was all from the middle as well. They kicked 6 goals from stoppage.
Yes.
And the 2 goals in the first minute were crucial. Worked them back into the game, and 7 goals to 2 for the quarter. It was a really, really emphatic response. Marcus, though, I want to throw to you here. There were 2 pretty special moments in that third quarter that just livened the game up.
One of the best moments in finals history, I believe this is. This Jamie Elliott's mark in the goal
Is it?
square.
Finals history.
I think it's one of the
It's one of the best
greatest
marks.
marks.
I'll give you
in
that.
Finals.
I'll give you that, yeah.
Fine, I'll go greatest marks in finals history.
I'll give you that. That was unreal.
Fantastic in the goal square, but you don't let Bobby Hill.
Hill.
Jamie Elliott.
He was
run and
threatening
jump
all
in the
game
footy
as
like
well.
that.
Yep.
I was trying to say Billy Elliott, but
Billy Hill.
We'll get that in there. But he was awesome for the Pies as well. He
Yep.
finished with 4, but he got 2 majors in that term as well that you were talking about. So he's going to lead the highlight reel, and he'll look pretty special on that game. But there was also another one from the Brisbane perspective, and it was actually in the same quarter when it was Will Ashcroft just booted one from 35 metres out in a stoppage clearance off the ground.
That was crazy.
Mid-air, through the big sticks, 10 rows back.
Yeah.
How beautiful.
How
That was a
nonchalant
great
was
moment
that?
as well. Oh, very nonchalant.
Very nonchalant.
Very nonchalant.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yes.
For
He
the
was
listeners out there.
He was great all game as well. I think he finished with 2 goals.
Yes, he did. 2 goals in that quarter.
And
as
still
well.
had the best hair on the ground. Prince Charming.
He does fit the Lions, doesn't he? Because he's got that
I
sort
don't
of
know.
mane
It
going.
suits the main.
What about
It's a very
the
good
big O?
What
Darcy Fort's hair.
Kyle Lomas
Darcy
hair.
Ford looks like
Mayhaps.
Albert Einstein.
Your point.
What?
He's a genius, mate.
There you go.
Exactly.
Yeah,
All
on the
right.
ground.
Genius of ruck. All right. And then the last quarter, it was a bit of a stalemate to start the last. Pies broke that stalemate. That was Cox's soccer background. It came in clutch
Oh, yeah.
with a sneaky little toe poke. Look, I think the right decision was made.
was a
Obviously,
goal,
it went
yeah.
to the arc, and I think the right decision was made. It was a bit of deliberation, but I think we got there. I'm happy
got
with
there
it.
in the end.
We can
Yeah,
tick it
happy
off.
with that.
Yeah, tick.
But then it became down. This is why we love prelim final footy. We love finals footy. Every decision was so
I know.
important, from the players to the umpires.
To the crowd.
Now-
Going absolutely bonkers.
The passage of play, I really want to highlight that Brisbane won, and it was probably the most important play that they could have won. The Pies are out. They were streaming forward. Membry marks at about 35 out. Elliott's free over the top. Little chip kick.
It wasn't the greatest of kicks.
Wasn't the greatest of kicks. He could have kicked it flatter. And Starcevic, nothing but eyes locked on the footy, just running back, laser focused, spoils the ball. All the Pies fans, you're going to maybe just skip 30 seconds. They wanted the free.
Yes.
But if you look back, he got all ball. He didn't take his eyes off the football. And I think in a week where, look, we don't want to be too critical of umpiring, but it wasn't the best
it was tough.
umpiring.
Yeah.
It was tough.
Yeah.
I think they nailed that. I think it was the right
Live.
decision.
So one thing I'll give the Pies fans, to which we were very vocal, obviously,
Is
but
live, it looks bad.
It looked bad because it was such a when you don't always face the right way, it just looks bad.
And the player goes to ground.
So
as well.
I will if I was a Pies fan, I would have probably been screaming my head off, and then seeing the replay, yes, it was
Yeah,
a spoil.
I think the umpire to hold its nerve, have a bit of composure, to nail that moment was superb from the umpire. And then it was what happened next, Stats Guy, that you loved. You walked in here and you said, give me a minute to talk about this.
Oh, it doesn't
So
have to
talk
be a
about it.
minute, but it was Morris's kick that was absolutely sublime, absolutely awesome. Hit Chucky on the chest. It was a really good counter attack from Brisbane. He's a unicorn, Logan Morris. He's so tall. He's a big man. How's he kicking 40-meter dart kicks on the counter attack on the fly?
I reckon it was even longer.
Oh, it was unbelievable.
60.
You could see it was right in front of me. Right in front of me. That was great.
I can't speak.
I can't speak. I couldn't speak. It was absolutely awesome. And just the precision from a big man to do that. You can play him on the wing if you want. He's that good. Probably not. I'd want to put him down
That
forward.
was the only spot on the ground where you could kick that ball and get away with it.
Chucky Cameron did not have to even break stride. So that was I know Jamie Elliott also took an awesome mark, but for the winners, that was my play of the game.
By the way, we have 3 unicorns. We have Logan Morris, Sam Darcy, and Luke Jackson. So maybe we need to
Wait, but
figure
who's in
out
the
a
grand
different-
final? Yeah.
Yeah, all right, you've got me there.
Well, the other two, we haven't talked about him in a few weeks. So
yeah, but we
stuff.
need to figure out maybe new nicknames, because I feel like a unicorn should only be one player.
Yeah,
it's a
true.
bloody
There is-
unicorn.
it's a
Okay,
unicorn.
it's probably Sam Darcy then.
I would actually give it to Luke Jackson.
Actually, does a unicorn just live forever? Like, they do die, don't they? But then if there's only one, then how do they
exist.
pass the horn
Wait,
down?
what's Scotland's national animal, boys?
the unicorn.
How what?
The Loch Ness
Yeah,
Monster.
yeah. The Loch Ness Monster. Yeah. There we go.
The lion.
Yes.
Speaking of, the big
Segway.
there were big moments late, boys. Let's talk about the big moments late.
Let's do it.
From Ty Gallop, huge clunky
Yes.
mark, towering over everybody, slots the goal, and then Lyman, who brought out the push-ups. Does anyone want to do some push-ups now? I won't be caught on camera, but just
Well, it won't be called.
Yeah, well, no,
Alright.
it was actually Kevin Garnett-esque. I know you guys don't watch the
I have
NBA.
no idea
but
who that is.
He was famous in the NBA for doing the push-ups after a nice little basket. So,
Well, why don't we do an actual AFL reference? The push-up king.
Oh, Jake
do a push-up with him on
Jakey
top of you,
King.
Jakey. I love that he did that, though, in front of the Pies fans.
It was good.
It was
That's
great.
good.
And then it had to be Zorko with the finisher after being booed all game. It was similar to Baz on Friday night.
It was.
It was just meant to be.
Bit of polish.
It was just meant to
It
be.
was a good goal too.
The guy that was being hated on all game,
Him and Mason,
being
yeah.
booed, the Bronx cheers, all that. They had to kick the winner.
Even Meso, we were going head to head as well. And it was so funny when they were getting because Zorko's so small and Mason Cox's like 7 foot.
And he went straight for the eyes, didn't he? He went straight for those goggles.
We shouldn't joke about that because one poke in the eye, Mason Cox could get blind.
Well, he was blind for a week. Dude, you know that's why he wears the goggles. He had to sit in his bed.
I knew
blind.
it was something like that.
Yeah, he was blind
If
for a
someone
week.
does that to me whilst I'm in a swimming pool, I'm throwing hands.
We're pulling the goggles off.
Yeah, if they pull the goggles off while I'm in water and I can't touch the bottom, I'm throwing hands.
They wouldn't take your goggles off, mate.
Why? They take something else off.
Wait, that's
because you'd look like a whale in there.
Oh, wait, what? Was that a fat joke?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. No more rotund jokes on this show. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Leo.
I was having such a good show and then I just stuffed it all up.
Next part of the show, please.
Just some player shout outs. Hugh McCluggage was best
Do
field.
you mean huge McCluggage because he's big as well?
No, he's not as big as you.
That's outrageous.
I'm kidding.
I'm
the rotund one.
Let's get the scales out. No, keep going.
All right, 37 disposals, 10 clearances, and a goal. He was everywhere. Harris Andrews down back, 18 disposals, 13 marks, 9 intercept possessions. He was so good down back.
Yep.
Ashcroft and Bailey, both with 20 and 2, were really, really impressive. And Darcy Wilmot. So he's got 25 disposals, 7 inside 50s, and 9 intercept possessions.
He was my favourite player to
favourite
watch.
player?
Like I don't know if he was best on ground, but just to watch, he's so silky, he's so fast. Grew out the beard, so maybe gave him some extra powers.
Bit of aura.
Like Thriller in the set, like yourself, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think you put this in stats, guys. The quickest player to play in 13 finals.
13 finals, yeah, which is pretty crazy because
not bad.
he just wins for fun.
Tell that to Kate Simpson, who played 370 and didn't have one final.
Yeah, exactly. Goldie's I think the most ever, most current player not to win a grand final.
To win a grand final.
Yeah, not to win a grand final,
flag.
which I feel for Goldie. Yeah.
For Goldie.
Chris Fagan actually broke a little finals record as well, didn't he?
Yes, he actually passed Lee Matthews for the most finals wins as a coach at Brisbane, which is bonkers because you go when you think of Brisbane coaching, you go Lee Matthews, the GOAT. So lethal. So that's pretty crazy that Chris Fagan's passed him there.
Yeah. On your fags.
Yes.
And look, for the Pies, Nick and Josh, I thought, tried hard, but it was Elliott the main standout with 4 goals. He did what Jamie Elliott does.
Yeah, he
was
was really
classy.
good. Absolutely.
What a game, though.
What a game. This game had everything. It was momentum, swings, injuries, hard contests, push-ups, which we were a bit surprised about. Mark of the year. Can we give him Mark of the year? I said that last week. You need to give Mark of the year to the best mark of the year, not just the regular season. But anyway, goal of the year. We put goal of the year in there. Big moments. How good is prelim footy? All right, we've gone through the 2 games. That was absolutely chaotic, but we absolutely love it. Finals bracket check. Let's get into that. Hawks run comes to an end after a crazy run of wins. I put that in there just because they were the Giant Slayers until the weekend, Leo. So you should be proud of your young Hawks team, I think, because they got a really good future ahead. Even if they don't get Zach Merritt,
No.
you still got a good future ahead.
No, we need mids.
Yeah, but you could get Jai Sibkin.
Oh, mate, we could, you know. I'm going to hate it.
Basically, your last 8 weeks of the year, you played every other team inside the 8.
Pretty much.
The
Which
end of
is
the year
crazy,
in
yeah,
finals
yeah.
footy, obviously.
Yeah.
And they won all those, really, except for...
Couple, yeah. I mean, I'm proud, I'm sad, I'm hungry.
As always. No, we're not doing that.
Because I'm fat.
No, stop with the bad joke. Collingwood season obviously comes to an end as well. The Cats, they're back into the grand final. Obviously, Chris Scott trying to go for his 3rd. And the Lions in 3 successive grand finals. That's bloody awesome by them. So, absolutely awesome. The finals bracket check. All right, tipping results. Pretty easy one, Leo. You chucked up the graphic. One apiece.
All got Geelong right.
We all got Geelong and...
You all tipped Collingwood.
I know. I thought that was the safer one than the against the Hawks. So there we go. That was pretty interesting there. Let us know in the comments because a lot of people in the comments on especially on Facebook be getting into us not being just tipping the favourites, but we thought they were going to win.
Yeah,
so.
the Lions showcase why they were reigning premiers.
And at half time, we were looking right.
That's true.
Saying.
Yeah, but not at the end.
Not at the end.
No, not at the end. Lock results. We went 3 from 3. Leo, what was yours?
Homes 20 plus.
Yep. Beautiful.
Newcombe getting tagged.
He
Finished
did.
with 20. He started the game particularly well, but
He did,
sort of
yeah.
as the game progressed, he got more and more quiet.
Yeah, and Leo was worried about this one, but Jezza 2+. He got 3. So
I wasn't worried about it. I just
I know what you're saying,
I get
yeah.
cautious of goal scorers in big finals.
Yeah, fair
you know
enough.
what I mean? Like you just never know.
Yep, fair enough. Big call results. There is one man that was very close. I was not. Josh Dacos, 25 plus and 2 goals. He had 26. He had a shot that didn't make the distance, and he got the disposals, but nowhere near the goals, and that's what You guys called me out on that one, so fair play.
And I'll sneak in here. I probably had the worst. I had the worst.
Oh,
one
yeah,
weekend.
yeah.
I said Pies by a big margin, and it was Lions.
What was the
by
margin?
35 plus,
Oh,
and the
no.
Lions ended up winning by.
But you did Lions 35 plus, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
No.
Yeah. They didn't win by 35 plus.
Yeah.
They still won by a decent margin.
Yep. Leo was very close with Tom Atkins.
Close. Atkins, 13 plus tackles. He had 11. And he was the man that actually did go to Newcombe and did a great job. He was tackling him all night and
Got a goal himself as well.
got a goal himself. Geelong really nailed their matchups. And I just thought because of that, Atkins could have just snuck in for a couple more.
He could have, you were a bit stiff there.
Does he feature in your best on ground of the week?
Tom Atkins.
Oh,
We'll find out.
there we go. Right now,
now.
best on ground of the week with Leo.
With Leo.
Way to go.
One vote. H. McCluggage.
Yeah, don't mind
Best on ground for Brisbane, I thought, was absolutely everywhere and kicking a goal with 35 plus touches. Thank you very much. In a prelim.
I think he finished with 36 in the end.
37. I actually said it.
Oh, sorry, mate.
I didn't hear it either. Keep going.
Thanks, guys, for listening.
I just am excited for the 3 votes. So get into your 2 votes.
Okay, 2 votes. B. Smith, I've gone with Bailey Smith.
Oh, really?
Yes. So
he was very good.
The reason I've given him more votes than Hugh McCluggage is that I thought Bailey Smith was pushing through, not a tag, but Nash was trying to go with him. And I was just watching Bailey Smith run around. God bless Nash for trying. He just could not run with him at all. Around stoppage, he was thereabouts. But as the second
quick.
it got out,
Yeah.
Bailey Smith was there. He was getting the 1-2s. He was kicking it forward, using his pace, using his speed, his ball use.
Deceivingly, really quick.
Oh, yeah.
As well.
And I felt like McCluggage didn't really have to go through a negating role, whereas, excuse me, Bailey Smith had to work through that.
Yep. Good call.
Very true.
He gets the 2 votes.
He's warming up to the 3 votes here.
I think it's obvious.
It is obvious.
P. Danger.
Oh, I was got Billy Frampton. No, P. Dangerfield.
P. Donga, if you will.
Yes. Here we
Brooklyn
go.
Nine-Nine reference.
Yes.
He was just a man possessed. The fact that he's doing that at 35
Crazy.
years old, absolutely insane.
I think I thought he had like the 3 goals left in him because he plays forward and
Playing
can just like very good forward craft. I didn't think he had the 32 and 3 goals in
I
him.
didn't think he had like the contested possession.
Nah,
in him,
it
the
was prime. It
tackling,
was like prime danger.
breaking tackles. Like I was there as a Hawks fan, and I'm like, I reckon there was like 10 times we had him gone cold, and it's not. He's got the handball out, and you're there like, how does he keep doing that?
Do we want to
How does
reference
he do
Sam
that?
Mitchell in the press conference as well?
Waiting for danger. That was elite from Mitchell saying waiting for danger to retire.
And he's like, I wish he just retired already.
And then Chris Scott, gave it back saying, I was waiting for Sam Mitchell to
it
retire.
was good.
So.
It was good. Yeah.
Didn't Sam Mitchell also say he wanted every other team to lose for the remainder
Well,
of
because the
final
stupid
series?
journos,
But that's
I don't know if I can
fair.
say that, but they were asking questions like, oh, who's your tip for the grand final? After they just lost the prelim. He doesn't give one crap who wins the rest of it.
Yeah.
That's a horrible
He
question.
handled it well.
He handled
Yeah.
it well. They were just trying to get a bite out of him, so fair play to Mitch over there.
Mitch.
I don't know why I called him Mitch. Is that that's what I call
Nickname
him.
basis.
Close
yeah.
enough.
Yeah, we're pretty
What does
close.
he call you?
Stats guy, yeah.
Nerd?
Yeah. Yeah, it's-
Neek.
Neek, yeah, something like that. Full credit, best team of the round. Let us know in the comments actually as well about Leo's best on ground of the week, but best team of the round. They always let
Yeah.
us know in the comments about this one. Marcus.
Just going the one team this one, picking the best team out of the 2 prelim finals.
Okay.
And
It's going to be
there's
tough.
To be honest, it's just the one winner that comes straight to my mind. I don't know if it's recency bias, but it's the Brisbane Lions.
He always goes Brisbane. Have you
They were
noticed
the best
this?
team.
He
They were the best
always
team.
goes Brisbane.
I would
They
say-
were they or were they not the best team
No,
this
Geelong.
week?
I think
No.
Geelong
I think
because
Geelong were.
I think Collingwood were really sloppy and didn't play anywhere near their best. Hawks put up a good fight and then Geelong Geelong
lads.
had Tom Stewart
No,
out.
you've had a mare.
I think Geelong's win was a bit more impressive.
To be fair, we've got some people in the
You've all
comments. Let
had-
us know
you've
who
all
was the
had
best
a-
team.
He always goes Brisbane,
know.
by the way.
Because it was Brisbane. They've been putting up with.
Do you have a
over
crush
lot? They
on
had
them?
Berry go down. They
you like
They had
them?
numerous players go down early. Obviously, no Neil.
So did Geelong.
No Hipwood. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And away from her interstate, basically Geelong.
Yeah, Geelong. Yeah,
Brisbane
can make a
coming from
drive.
interstate in front of probably 70,000 Collingwood fans compared to 30,000
Oh,
Brisbane fans.
he's got a good point there. The crowd was very vocal and they had to silence him.
At half time, you're like,
Yeah,
if
but at
if the
quarter
momentum
time, you're like,
kills here.
for Geelong.
They're just going
He
against
just doesn't. He just won't take my answer.
Like I said, let us know in the comments who's right on the
I
couch
think
here.
Brisbane.
Okay.
I think Geelong.
I would take Geelong as well. Before we wrap up the show here, because that's most of the segment's done, we're going to do the Brownlow predictions. You got the Brownlow on Monday night, so check out our Brownlow predictions right now. The Brownlow is tomorrow night, lads. Let's get into the predictions.
Press a point. Relax, calm.
Bit of a shout out to Fev at the Brownlow there. I don't mind that. Is Adam Cooney going to win another one? Is Matt Prittis? No, we don't think that's going to happen.
Sam Mitchell.
What is going to happen?
What is going to happen? We will touch on this with our predictions. Here we go. All right, our best pick. Who is going to win the Brownlow? That's what everyone wants to know. Is it obvious, lads?
I think
You go
Dacos
first.
has got it.
Nick Dacos?
I think by maybe 3 or 4 votes. It's so hard to look past him. Not many players will take votes off him. He's the standout player, superstar. Got to be him.
Look, I'm leaning towards Nakos as well.
Yep.
But I've got one of those feelings again, boys.
Not a Marcus Tingle.
I've got a Marcus Tingle.
Oh, no.
Do we see multiple winners?
I've said that the last like 2 years.
Every year. It's multiple winners.
No, I don't think so this year. I
don't think so?
I think the umpires do love a bit of Nick Dacos. He got a lot of votes.
So he's going to be your clear winner?
Unfortunately, I think we're all going the same. Nick Dacos, I think at least by 5+ votes.
Wait, so what was your Tingle, though? You just said
There's
you
going to be a
draw.
shared winner.
So who's the other winner then?
I think it could be Bailey Smith.
Really? But he missed what, 3 or 4 games?
Or
Dawson?
yeah, Bailey
Anderson?
Smith. I don't think Dawson will poll as well as people think,
He should lose
I could
votes
just
for
be
his
an idiot.
finals performances.
but I just don't think Dawson will poll as well as you think.
Interesting.
Although they did win the games. They did win the
Interesting.
games to polls.
How many do you think you'll win by, Leo? Nick Dacos?
Well, I said 3 or 4. So
3 or 4, it might be.
that hasn't changed in the last minute.
Oh,
He doesn't listen to us.
you little smart.
Who's your next best, though?
Next best, yeah.
Who gets
Well,
close to
you
him?
said you don't think Dawson will poll well. I think he will poll well.
Oh,
I just
there
think
you go.
that Adelaide team, like Rankin, might take a few off him, but like I don't think many others in that team will.
I think I'm just banking on maybe like Thriller in a game. There's kick 6 to.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure
Forwards
if the
and backs don't
umpires.
get-
Yeah,
yeah.
never really lean that way. I'm just thinking with how I'd poll the votes.
And
but-
like, I look at Geelong. You got Bailey Smith, who's fantastic season, but you also got Holmes. So they're going to share a bit of the votes there. Gold Coast, you got Anderson, standout season, but you also got Rao. So they're going to share a bit of the votes. With Adelaide, it's Dawson, and you've got Rankin, but you can't tell me Rankin's putting up the same numbers as what Rao does for Suns and what Holmes does for Geelong.
Very good
So I
point.
just feel like they might edge a little bit more to Dawson. Rankin's
Yeah.
superstar, don't get me wrong.
That's
but-
why
But Dawson's the face of the Crows.
That's what I mean. That's
yeah.
why I
Yeah,
got
that's
more.
yeah.
You might have convinced me. I originally had next best was Bailey Smith, but I think I'm going to lean towards Dawson. I was 50-50 on those two. I think Leo's convinced me there. The other one, a lot of people are saying Noah Anderson has a chance, but your point exactly. The second half of the season especially, Matt Rao is going to have a lot of 3-vote games, and I think that's going to cost. And Anderson's a beast. He kicks goals. He's going to get a lot of 3-vote games, but I don't think he can win the Brownlow.
My favourite player in the competition, Noah Anderson.
Really?
Yeah, love him.
This is a sneaky one. This could go into the next segment as well.
Yeah.
If you actually just throw to it, because I
Throw
just
to it?
thought of this off my
All right, you just
top
thought of
my
it. So we can have some smoky, fun picks, whatever you want here for the Brownlow.
Adam
Roughies.
Cooney, the Matt Prittis pick.
Exactly
Sam
right.
Mitchell pick.
Sam Mitchell pick. He just wanted to talk about Sam Mitchell.
right.
He's gotten rid of the run
You
sheet.
go to Marcus first, because I want to look something up.
All right, so what a fun pick in the Brownlow, and it's something you're going to keep an eye on Monday night.
Well, we'll go like a little bit more exotic-y because that's where you can just find some really good value in the Brownlow. And I think someone who isn't being talked about enough, or his season isn't being talked about enough, because at the start, everyone forgot about the start of his campaign. Obviously, he was linked to a big money move away from the GWS Giants, and that's Finn Callaghan. And I think he had the best start to the campaign out of anyone in the competition. He had a quiet little middle period, but he also finished strong as well. So I think he could find some good value for him at a top 10 finish in the Brownlow. And
Top 10?
I think he polls 20+ votes, and that could,
that's
could
a
get him a
lot.
top 10 finish.
Yeah.
Callahan.
don't mind
Interesting. I've got a couple of fun ones. I think Josh Dacos most votes for Collingwood without Nick. I don't mind that.
Yeah,
Few games, especially that Suns one in that last quarter.
That's a
was huge.
3-voter, yeah.
Well, they lost it, so maybe not 3.
2-voter, yeah.
Or 1 voter.
Yeah.
And Liam Baker, most votes for the Eagles. So
I actually don't mind.
Harley Reid is the current favourite in that market. But I just
Really?
think, I don't know if umpires like Harley Reid. Based
true.
off last season.
Did miss a lot of footy.
Missed a bit of football.
Liam Baker won their best and fairest
He
as
won
well.
their best. I just feel like, just thinking back to last year, umpires probably don't have the fondest memory of Harley Reid.
No.
And I think maybe they'd lean towards the premiership player, the the leader of the West Coast Eagles if they get any votes at all, it could be Liam Baker. But the one I just thought of,
Okay.
excuse me, Matt Rao most votes for the Gold Coast.
Yeah, I think it's really hard to pick between Real and Anderson.
I
Now,
still leaning
Anderson-
towards Anderson.
I
He kicks
get
more
that.
goals.
I get that. It's probably fair enough. But I'm just thinking it from a point of view
Bit of
where
value.
umpires always, I feel like in recent time, go for that contested player more so than someone's a little bit, because they see the in and under. Like you look at recent years, like Lachie Neale getting votes for a 20 disposal game. It's like, how do they do that? It's because they maybe notice him a bit more on the inside. Dacos getting 38 votes, but Cripps, an inside player, getting 45. I don't know. Maybe it's just one to just keep a little bit of an eye on if they prefer Rao.
I like it. And we always love to poll a vote.
That is my favourite part
Just
of the
to
Brownlow.
poll a vote.
Poll
This is
one
what we
vote.
love.
Have you got a few sneaky? I got a few
We can
sneaky
sneak
ones.
through the games. I do have a sneaky one, and I'm gone with a possible Jack Martin. We were talking about this before the show.
Yep.
When he came on, I know he came on as a sub. Imagine he come on the sub and get a vote. That'd be great. But he kicked 4 goals in a matter of minutes as well. And that was against Port Adelaide. Came on as a sub. He had 13 and 4 goals and a
Flipped the
half
game.
of footy.
Nah, he didn't flip the game.
Nah,
Up by
we're already
6
up by a
goals.
lot.
I know, but I think he could sneak in with possibly one vote.
Didn't Jezza kick 6? Didn't Holmes have 35 and 2? Didn't Bailey Smith have 30?
Exactly. So he'll get one.
Bailey Smith had 30.
I take
Didn't
15.
Bowes had
I take
25
15 and 4 over 30 and nothing. Game for me.
I'll agree with
I'd go
Marcus
Jack.
on
And
this one.
Bailey Smith will get plenty of votes. He might even be a shared winner. Who knows?
Yeah, apparently.
The tingle.
But also, I'm going to be creating my own market, boys, and I just want to know if you want to get on board with this.
Okay.
Okay.
Merit not to sit at the Essendon table with Mason Redmond.
not
Whoa, what
gonna
are we
sit-
going? Yeah, on board that, boys.
Because Merritt's going to be at the Essendon table and Redmond wants to leave. What was that news yesterday?
No. That's just them creating a story. That was Redmond at the start of the year. He's all on board. The choo-choo train.
Swings and roundabouts.
Don't know about that one.
roundabouts.
Yeah, I've got to poll a vote as well. This is my favourite one. I'll go 2 because I was talked out of a bit of Sammy Draper. I'm not 100% sure about. Ben Long is an absolute lock to get a vote. He had multiple 4+ goal games, especially the first half of the season. He was on fire, and I'm very surprised that you can get a bit of value there. The other one, this is the real smoky one. Angus Clark. If you've cast your mind back to his debut, 3 goals. Lots of contested marks, very deep in the forward line, 16 disposals, a W against the Richmond Tigers.
In his debut.
I reckon he could sneak a vote there.
What sort of roughy sort of pick we getting here? You getting a brand new house with this one?
Oh, maybe. No, maybe not. Maybe not.
Speedboat.
Depends how much you put on, mate. Depends how much you put on. Speedboat. Yeah, we'll just a sneaky little speedboat.
Summer's coming up.
Just a sneaky little speedboat. Yeah, so that will do us for the Brownlow segment. That will do us for the AFL Today Show. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure you subscribe to AFL Today on YouTube and follow us on X, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for more footy content all season long. Make sure you subscribe as well, star and like all of our shows on your podcast apps. That's Cricket Today, AFLW Today, Hold All Tickets, True Bloods, Honest Beers, Footy Form Guide, and Out the Gate. A lot of racing shows there as well, Marcus. I think got a few winners today as well.
Yeah, sure, dude. Very good. And I might be going cage diving with some sharks after my Omen bet got up.
That is crazy.
Ticket sales, good fun.
Really, that would be absolutely awesome. Thank you very much to Gerald behind the camera. Thank you, Leo.
Thank you, and I want to apologise, Marcus.
You don't need to apologise,
it's not
Jerry.
on.
That's your.
You call me Jerry.
Yeah, Seinfeld.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. That's
He
just,
does not
that's
look
just
like
his
Jerry.
occupation. His comedy.
You're welcome.
There we
Kramer.
go. There we go.
No, but I am sorry, and I didn't mean to do that.
It's
And
fine.
now,
Why are you stressing?
now we'll throw to George.
I'd rather be Elaine than George.
That's good.
That is
You
are
brilliant.
an Elaine dance
Thank
then.
you. No Elaine dance. Thank you, Marcus.
Thanks,
Thank you. He's done well there, Leo. We'll catch you midweek for AFL Today.